At no point did it was even remotely a too good to be true type of situation. It was all straight, good commercial sense.
The people who came and gave the sales pitch were very, very good at it, and the way the documentation read, it was such a good deal.
We say that the telcos, their conduct was misleading and deceptive, so when they did their spiels, they misled people. It was a scam.
We just want our money back, because, geez, we've been paying out for nothing.
Andrew Perrin runs a line marking business from his home office south of Brisbane.
Paul, g'day, it's Andrew from Line Markers. How are you?
He signed up as a Fresh Telecoms customer a few years ago. What sold him was the inclusion of a PABX system to divert his calls to phones outside the office.
Well, it was exactly what we had been paying for our total telecommunication costs over the previous months, and it was about $558 per month for 60 months. That's the 5-year contract.
He also got a computer monitor and copy fax machine, sweetening the deal even more.
I was uncomfortable about signing a 5-year contract, but I'm not that comfortable about signing a 5-year lease on a motor vehicle as well, but you've just got to do it.
But about 18 months later, Fresh went bust and sent an email apologising to its customers. Worried about missing his clients' calls, Mr Perrin scrambled to sign up with a new service provider. He also rang Macquarie Equipment Rentals, Fresh Telecom's financial backer, to cancel the contract. But Macquarie was adamant that he was legally bound to pay the $11,000 still owing.
It looks as though, unbeknownst to us, they have used a credit provider to take the entire value of the contract in a lump sum right at the beginning. They have pocketed it, and we now know that there are hundreds and hundreds of people around Australia, just from Fresh Telecoms, that have been injured by this.
Not prepared to risk being sued, he continues to fork out the cash, but has joined a group of Queenslanders fighting what they believe is an injustice. Lawyers have filed a claim against Macquarie Equipment Rentals in the federal court for breaches of the Trade Practices Act.
We're just a small business, and this is costing us big time for the legal fees, and we really do need to make sure that the situation, which we believe is happening on an ongoing basis, is brought to everybody's attention.
Rod Tyson also wants his money back. He runs a pilot supplies shop and flying school at Redcliffe, north of Brisbane. All up, the contract he signed with Fresh Telecoms will cost him about $26,000. He too tried to cancel.
They said, no, you've signed into a contract with Macquarie to finance your equipment. And I said, no, we didn't. With Fresh, we signed up for a phone deal and the equipment was signed to that. And they said, no, it's not. So we had to pay basically $500 per month for 4 years.
Macquarie released a statement saying it considers each matter on its individual merits, but can't comment on issues which may be before the courts. But this could be just the tip of the iceberg. There are thousands of business owners across Australia who claim they've been scammed by other telecommunications companies that have gone broke. The ACCC is involved in legal action against 28 parties accused of misleading and deceptive conduct. A number of the alleged victims met in Sydney recently.
There's people from all over the place, and I'm glad you've come all this way to see us here.
Some say they were coerced to agree to deals that were of no real benefit.
Didn't need a phone system, I already had one. Didn't need plasmas, didn't need anything. I just I'm not really interested in that. I just want cheap calls. And he said, well, we can't actually do the deal unless you take something.
Many who've stopped making repayments are being threatened with legal action.
We did offer them a settlement because I thought, well, it might be easier to settle with them than to go to court.
The ACCC told the meeting it's put several finance companies on notice.
It's being hard fought by the telcos and the finance companies. We had 3 days in court this week, last week, where the companies were trying to have the case struck out. The Commission is committed to the case. It's very heavily involved in it, and we're fighting it hard.
One lawyer told Stateline that the courts, particularly in Sydney, are backed up with finance companies suing small businesses for monies owed. He describes what's happening as fraud on a mass scale. Neither the police nor the Australian Securities and Investments Commission are investigating. Those who think they've been scammed are being encouraged to register on this website.
Could you in hindsight, give any advice to other businesses, small businesses that might be approached by a company like Fresh Telecoms?
The adage of too good to be true is very important, but it also relates back to read the contract.
Don't do contracts with telephone companies. You shouldn't have to. You don't buy contracts for buying petrol in your fuel station, don't buy phone contracts.